Hello students, this is Professor Edwina Mosby, and I want to provide a short video that goes over the 3 assignments that will be due for the month of March. Those 3 assignments are the research questionnaire, the interview results, and the annotated bibliography. So the first thing that I'm going to go over is the research questionnaire. So you may want to take some notes. You might have to watch this video a couple of times. So for the research questionnaire, you're going to include the inclusion and the exclusion criteria. If you completed your research proposal correctly, that is, then you can pull that information from your study population. So for example, the one that I'm going to upload to Jenzabar, the sample, this one right here. So this student, this is from a former student, and the student said, this research project will include males and females, age 18 to 40 years old, legal or illegal, who have migrated from another country, who have migrated from any country in Central America and have established themselves in the United States. Do I have your permission to ask the following questions? If I have your permission, I will proceed by collecting your responses. So you will need to provide inclusion and exclusion criteria, and then you will also need to include a unique identifier. So here's a slide for that right here. On the research proposal, the very last item, which was ethical considerations, and it said that you were going to protect, I can't remember exactly how I have it worded, but at any rate, I do not need to know the exact person that you are interviewing, okay? So I will leave it up to you to create a unique identifier. A unique identifier could be something as simple as 1102, 1103, okay? The minimum amount of questions is 5, or R5, not is, R5, okay? So these 5 questions you're going to ask to each person that you interview. You'll need to construct your questions in a way that they are open-ended questions. And what that means is you're not going to have yes or no responses. If you do have questions that you want to know yes or no, then you'll need to also include why or why not, so that you can get, more detailed information. For the sake of this research project, you are going to interview a minimum of 2 people. So you'll need to ask those 2 people the same exact questions. For example, if your research paper is on should college athletes be paid, and you decide to ask 2 administrators who have the capability of paying these athletes, you're going to ask them the same exact questions, because what's going to happen is you're going to get more than likely 2 different responses. You may get responses that are similar, but the whole goal of it is to get different responses from different people, okay? So I'm going to upload that. That's the questionnaire. And the questionnaire, it just has the questions. Now, if you want to ask more than 5, that's strictly up to you, but the minimum is 5, okay? So again, the questionnaire only has the questions. It does not have the responses. So the next item that I'm going to upload, or excuse me, is the research paper interview results. Something to keep in mind, the research paper interview results is the same exact thing as the questionnaire. The only difference is, or I should say this, it's formatted the same exact way. The only difference is it has the responses on it, okay? So you're going to provide the inclusion, exclusion criteria. You're going to have your unique identifier. By this time, you will have created one for each participant. So if you see over here in the right corner, it has hashtag LT05. So that's what the student created. This is from a student that took this class last semester. So it gives you an idea of how to create this, in the eyes of a student. All right, so you're going to put your responses under each question. And the last assignment for the month of March is the annotated bibliography. So the annotated bibliography has 3 components. It has the source, which should come directly from your works cited page. It has an overview, which is a paragraph. And so what I mean by overview, it provides a synopsis of what that article discusses. And then the last thing, you will see I have it in bold. That's where you're going to tell me how you plan or how you think this article is going to be beneficial for your research project. So with that being said, the minimum amount of sources that you have to have for this project is 3. So that means you're going to have 3 annotations, 1 for each source. If you want to do more than 3 sources, then you're going to have to do more than 3 annotations. Okay? So these assignments will be due March 31st by 11:55 p.m. in Zanzibar. A couple of other things that I want to tell you is, one, next week is midterm week, and what I plan to do for midterm week is to just tabulate the possible points that are that you could have earned by this point. So the assignments that you submitted for January and the assignments that you submitted for February, I'm going to take those two, add your points, divide by the possible points, and that'll be your midterm grade. Okay? If by chance you are not passing at midterm, that does not mean that you will not pass the class, but you're going to have to do the work. The other side to that, you could be passing at midterm. You're going to have to continue doing the work in order to be successful and pass the class. The week of March 16th through the 20th is spring break for Philander Smith College. And the following week, I will be out of the country. So I just wanted to let you know that will be the week of the 23rd through the 27th. So if by chance you email me and you don't get a response, for a while, that's why. Okay? So again, the week of the 16th through the 20th is spring break, and the following week, which is the week of the 23rd through the 27th, I will be out of the country. Actually, I'll be out of the country during spring break as well. So if you email me during that 2-week period of time and I do not respond, then I will respond once I return. Okay? If you have any questions, as always, feel free to send me an email. If you have questions regarding these assignments, once you take a look at them, feel free to also send me an email and schedule a time to meet with me. I would suggest you schedule a time very quickly, because next week will be the only week that I'll be available before these assignments are due. They're due March 31st, okay? So that will be after, no, that will be before, I'm sorry. That'll be, I will return on the 27th, so you'll have time if you still have questions, but don't wait till the last minute, okay? I hope that each of you have a very safe, wonderful spring break, and take care.